Yeah, that's my own theme music, man. I love it. Chad King, virtualnoob.wordpress.com strikes again. We'll be covering VMware vSphere Labs Foundations. It's a series about covering the basics, kind of, and storage considerations. Yeah, whoever thought you'd have to. Yeah, whatever. I like to think about designing every little intricate detail that you can possibly have in everything, and I figure people are probably going to ask questions about every little detail about it. Anyways, let's just cover the basics, right? Get on with it. So there's two styles you can do here. You can do physical, and you can do virtual storage appliance. A physical is where you have like an iSCSI physical appliance, or you have like a NFS. It's a NAS that offers like iSCSI NFS. And if you're crazy like Jason Bosch, and not crazy in a bad way, but just like, I don't know. I think he actually runs Fiber Channel in his lab, which is like, whoa, like that's awesome, because he's getting all kinds of goodies out of that. But anyways, you have other things that are a little bit more cost effective than Fiber Channel, like the iOmega Storage Center IX200D Network Storage Cloud Edition, blah 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 blah, VMware certified. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll pass on that. But anyways, iOmega is great. A lot of VMware communitarians use this thing, and they use it a lot. Duncan Epping uses it, Yellow Bricks, and then a few others. I think even Chris Colati, vCloud Principal Architect with VMware, really great guy. I like his vCloud post a lot. Anyway, so there is the physical world, and then you have like the Seagate Black Armor. They're also another product that kind of caters to VMware type little labs that works really well, NFS and both iSCSI protocols. And then if you're on the low end and you want a cost affordable, still good performing lab, you can always go OpenFiler route. And the OpenFiler is a good solution. You can actually build it out physical or virtual, however you wish to do that. And for I think a small price, you may get some additional features that may equal to about what you'd probably pay for one of these. So it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. However, those of us who do not have the blessing of the dollar bill, virtual storage appliance it is. And yes, this can be, like I said, a virtual or physical. If you just look up OpenFiler virtual storage appliance, you'll probably find a billion articles on it. It's a really good, affordable solution. Offers NFS and iSCSI. The virtual storage is where you present physical storage and make it shared. So you basically give it to an appliance that's kind of an emulator or virtualized SAN array, and then it kind of provisions the disk and gives you iSCSI and NAS, gives your ESXi host the ability to access these LUNs and share them and make a cluster without having to have a physical implementation or design. Yes, that's right, folks. Really cheap storage. Other companies like Falcon Store and Datacore have made a huge killing off this type of solution, and then you have others like HP Left Hand and things like that. So for those of us who do not have the blessing of the dollar bill, let's look at some of the virtual storage solutions. So you got things like HP Left Hand, which I actually Googled here, OpenFiler, FreeNAS. Never used it, don't think I ever would. And it's not because I don't like it, it's just, I don't know. Just never, He kind of covers a little bit of detail about Synology. Synology, a few others do use Synology, and and I could have been wrong on my statement about some of the other bloggers. They might have used, iOmega. They might have used Synology. I know they use physical solutions. But anyways, then there's the Solera UberVSA. Nick Weaver is the man. And I say that with all due respect. SRM Lab. If you want to test a lot of features, man, go with the UberVSA. You can test SRM. I think it even does obviously it does replication, right? And then, I don't know, it does NFS, iSCSI. It doesn't run out on a license. It kind of gives you AMC interface so you can learn AMC storage and a lot of cool stuff, HP Left Hand, feature rich, 30-day trial. After that, gotta buy it. That's the only downside to the HP VSA. You have to buy it. You can't, run it like you can. EMC is a really cool product. Hint, hint, HP, hint, hint. I'd like to play with HP. It'd be nice. Oh, and last but not least, the VMware vSphere storage appliance. They obviously found a trendy market to break out in and hopefully make some business for small businesses. So, what's the wonderful benefit of VMware doing this? Well, if VMware's solution is what you're using, then guess who you get to blame and use for support? VMware. That's right. No more HP, just VMware. A little bit more features, or VMware. May not be supported, may be broken, may not work right, VMware. HP Left Hand is still a really good product because it's got a lot more features though. One thing cool about HP and both VMware, I love clicking between these, is that they cluster your storage. Cluster, RAID, whatever you want to call it. And the vSphere uses a 3-node cluster and it'll RAID it. But the only problem is you need 3 hosts, right? HP Left Hand, you can do different types of mirror RAID sets, stuff like that. You can do multi-site to where you manage all your sites through one interface, the CMC or whatever they call it. I actually have some experience with HP Left Hand. It's actually a really good product, and they were the pioneers. But someone once told me that when you're a pioneer, you have a tendency to get shot at, and then the settlers, they get to settle in on what the pioneers went through. A nice little interesting history lesson someone told me one time. But that kind of covers like your virtual storage platform, your virtual storage and your physical storage, and what that looks like and what that is. The only other thing I want to throw in, and this is just kind of an added bonus, yes, free of charge for all those who want to save dollar bills, is that you might want to buy an SSD card or two if you're using virtualized storage. Reason being is that once you run iSCSI on shared virtualized storage, again, I know this is confusing and the words are repetitive, but bear with me, you kind of run into a compound I/O overhead. So dedicating storage or hard drives for specific functions would help that. So if you have 3 hard drives, 1 SSD, give your SSD to those VSAs, virtual storage appliances, and then give the other hard drive to maybe your VMs running in VMware Workstation. And then of course make sure you give your storage appliances good memory, good CPU, so they perform really well. Because sometimes if they have a performance issue, that could be what it is. And also, if you don't have a RAID controller with with a little bit of read-write caching, then of course it's still probably going to be a little bit slow, but SSD will just give you that I/O throughput. So I would encourage you to buy SSD if you're going to do storage on a VSA. You won't be wrong. You won't go wrong. I mean, it's cheap, it's affordable, and it's fast. And this guy right here, he knows what he's talking about, and he uses SSD, and I would do almost anything this guy does just because he's cool and has a Daft Punk little poster of these guys, which is like totally awesome. Anyways, this is Chad King, Virtual Noob, again. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.